OTP, one-time password, class 12, spotters for undergraduates. Now, in this, I am finding a stout needle, which is quite sturdy that it can pierce even a bone. The needle is short and sturdy or stout. There is no lateral guard in this case. Guard is something that is preventing over penetration. Stylet, at the end of it, you find that there is another needle with a needle that is called the stylet. And here the wedge has got a cutting edge. It is a climber bone marrow aspiration needle. This is yet another bone marrow needle in which I am able to see a lateral adjustable guard. This is the stylet and this is the stout needle. So these points have been mentioned: short and stout, wedge bevel, lateral adjustable guard, stylet. So sometimes questions can be asked on the sites, indications, complications, viva, as well as the theory on bone marrow aspiration. This is the Salas needle. This is yet another needle. This is also long as well as stout. It has got a cutting edge, and this has got a stylet. It has got a hooklet that is to the end. So sturdy probe is hooked. It is used for trephine biopsy, that is used for histopathological examination. Sometimes when there is repeated dry tap in aplastic anemia, this can be used. Histological structures are well made out. This is the Jamshidi needle used for bone marrow biopsy. This is another one. The needle here is quite slender. It is long. L, you remember for lumbar puncture, long needle, which is slender. And between the third and the fourth, you will be using in children between the second and the third vertebrae. So long and slender. Here also there is a stylet, L3 and L4 attached to the syringe. It is a lumbar puncture needle, the uses, etc. This is the list of complications: infection, hemorrhage, and herniation of the brainstem. So this is one. One of the students answered as spinal anesthesia. He was correct. That can be one of the uses of the needle. So spinal anesthesia, CSF for culture, tuberculosis, malignant cells, protein, glucose in biochemistry, and cell count in pathology. Lumbar puncture needle. So this is another tubular structure. If you are very careful, you will be observed that there are two sets of readings over here. 0 to 10 is for ESR and 10 to 0 is for hematocrit or PCB. This is what you people will be seeing. There are the graduations and the tube is quite narrow. It is filled in by means of a pasture pipette. The tube is actually 11 centimeters long. It is graduated for 10 centimeters, and I mentioned 0 to 10 for ESR, 10 to 0 for PCB. 2% EDTA is anticoagulant. Centrifuged in the case of PCB, uncentrifuged in the case of ESR, Winthrop's tube. Vestigrant, the word is larger. So here it is a large tube, a long tube, 2.5 millimeter is the radius and 30 centimeters is the length. It is graduated for a length of 20 centimeters, kept on a Vestigrant's rack or ESR tube, ESR stand. So 300 millimeters long, open at both ends, graduated for 200 millimeters, 0 above, 200 low, and 3.6% trisodium citrate is the anticoagulant. Ratio is 1:4. Both the tubes are shown here for comparison. You people can read up the details.